Yo, how's everyone doing? I hope everyone's having a great day. We're going to wait a little bit longer for people to join. But yeah, let me know how you guys are. I mean, we are kind of bullish here. How's it, Oliver? Sorry. Hope you guys are doing well. And yeah, let me know if my microphone's fine. I did buy this headset and it's got quite a nice mic. So let me know if my microphone's okay. And yeah, we're going to go over a lot of altcoin setups today, guys. We're looking at quite a big move. The market's looking really good right now. So I want to go over what I'm looking at for today. And yeah, make sure you guys do stay until the end because it's going to be quite a juicy one. All right. So first off, let's chat about Bitcoin. What's happening with Bitcoin? Let's have a look here. So if we look at BTC, let's have a look at the daily time frame first. So I mean, Bitcoin obviously had that massive breakout we spoke about the other day as well. We had that massive move off this trend line. Huge upside, right? There is a target of like 120, 125 to 126, which is that Fibonacci retracement. And yeah, honestly, right now, everything's kind of looking bullish, right? Which is a little bit sketchy, but I do think that this is the start of a potential run here. So just based on Bitcoin on the daily time frame, we couldn't even close back below this level here. So if we do look at the 4-hour time frame, it does look like it just wants to continue higher. We do have a bit of imbalance over here on the 4-hour time frame that obviously Bitcoin needs to take out today. Right over here, bang, this is going to be your level. So what I'd probably wait for here, if you guys aren't really long, I know some people would be long because there was a signal in the community. I'm just going to mark out these levels here for Bitcoin. So what I would wait for here for Bitcoin is essentially I want to see a 4-hour candle close above this level here, around about 119.479. Okay, if we get a 4-hour candle close above this level, then I would expect price to continue higher. Okay, and honestly, right now it's looking like we will get that within today. It's going to be a juicy day if we do get continuation here for Bitcoin, and obviously for the altcoins. But the main live stream today is for altcoins because I know in our community everyone chats about Bitcoin, right? So anyway, let's look at this. So what I'd wait for is that 4-hour close above that level. Let's have a look at the 1-hour time frame. 1-hour time frame, same thing, right? We just closed above this imbalance over here, which is obviously a bullish thing. So we literally, the 1-hour candle literally just closed above this level. We took out this high over here. Can you see it? Can you see what this looking like, right? So basically we took out this high over here, right over here. So this was obviously our resistance level at this zone, all right? And now that price is trading above this level, we should see continuation. But we do have to be wary about this level here, which is our resistance, right? We're literally at resistance right now. So I wouldn't take a long right now. I would wait for that 4-hour candle to close bullish, and then we look for continuations to the highs. Okay, so that's something I'm looking at for Bitcoin. But the main reason why, like today, I'm really bullish on Ethereum is because we got the confirmed daily break over here. Okay, so do you guys remember yesterday in the community we were looking at this, right? We were saying that Ethereum, there was 2 scenarios for ETH, right? The first scenario was that price was just going to range, and then we had that deviation, came back inside, and then I was expecting price to actually come back down to like this box over here. So this was actually my long zone for Ethereum, right? I was actually expecting price to come back down to this level. We didn't actually get that. We got the breakout literally on today's candle. So I do have a target of around about these levels here. We do have, let's have a look here. Let's actually look at the fib from this high to this low here. So we're actually at the 0.65 level now, which is definitely a strong level. You can see there's multiple rejections within the zone. There is a possibility for ETH to come down here, but noted that we did get that daily close above this level here, guys. Is definitely a good sign for Ethereum, right? It's telling us that we are waking up, and I'll show you another chart just now that actually confirms this whole thesis that ETH is most probably going to pump. So yeah, overall it's looking decent. I do have a target of like these levels here, 3,500, which is pretty much this high over here, around about this level here. So ETH is looking decent. If we do look at the 4-hour time frame as well, so you can see on the 4-hour it's also confirmed that we had that breakout, multiple touches on this trend line here. and then we have the breakout retest over here and looking for continuation, right? That is something I'm looking at for ETH, right? There is a potential for ETH to continue higher here. The alternative thing, what I'd probably look at is this trend line over here. If Ethereum, I don't think it will, but there, anything can happen. But essentially, if ETH comes back down and drops below here, then I'll be looking at a deeper retracement, and then I'll be looking for those continuation longs within this zone. So this zone is going to be my buy zone for Ethereum, right? Because if ETH doesn't actually break out right now, then I would expect price to continue. I would expect price to come down to around about 2,700, okay, which is definitely going to be our key level for Ethereum, okay. So for now, I'm kind of bullish. I did post a setup today on OP. I've been waiting a couple days for the setup, but essentially, guys, I was waiting for OP actually to come into this buy zone over here. If you guys remember that, I posted that yesterday, right? And essentially, we didn't get that. Everything kind of pumped last night. So what I was waiting for is a daily candle to close above this level, and we got a beautiful daily candle close above this level, and we have all these targets to the upside. So I do have a target for OP of around about 35% to the upside. It is a little bit ambitious. I know you guys are probably saying, well, do you actually think that's going to happen? I do think that it could happen. This is a daily breakout. Give it some time, right? So I did take this trade on 2 trades. So I have a 5x leverage and a 15x. When we did get this pump here to around about 24, 7 to 5 to 4, I did actually take a little bit of profits on my 15x. But for the 5x, I'm expecting price to continue here. So honestly, OP is looking really, really good. So this is actually still valid if you want to enter this trade. For me, you can see on the 1 hour time frame as well, we did close respecting this level here. So I do have my stop loss below this 4 hour low over here. It is a swing trade, so just bear in mind that it can take a couple, if not days, to play out, right? But we do have some news today, right? We do have CPI, so this could spark a bit more volume in the market, and that's gonna come out within the next 2.5 hours. Okay, so CPI is just basically the change in price to finished goods, services sold by producers. So all you need to know for CPI is if the actual data that comes out is greater, right? If it's greater than the forecast, which is 0.2%, then that is typically bullish for the dollar, right? Which could be bearish for crypto, right? So that's something to note. We do have CPI today, which is definitely what I'm gonna look for. I won't be trading CPI, but it will give us a little bit of a catalyst if obviously it's bullish for crypto. So yeah, that's the setup for OP. Just give it some time. I do think that it will play out, guys. It is a daily trade. I'm more of a scalp trader, but I could not get into this trade on a swing. Right, it's looking really, really good. Another token that I was looking at, just before the live stream is the FET, guys. Have a look at the FET. So FET is actually broken out as well, right? So if you look at FET on the 4 hour time frame, I was actually meant to post the setup, but I was out at the time. I went to the shops because I had to get a new monitor, and but essentially, guys, this is looking clean. It's looking like it's going to continue to the range high, right? Because if you look at FET, we pretty much broke this resistance, right? We closed above, retested this level, looks ready for continuation to the upside. So FET definitely one of those tokens that can pump from here, guys. Even from current price, let's have a look. Let's have a look at FET. You're looking at a 7% move. Let's just see if we can potentially get into this. I would have to wait for like a retracement, but you can see on the 1 hour time frame, it's not looking like we will get that. Let's have a look at the 15 minutes. I'll show you the zone that I'll wait for. So I just want to put a trend line right over here, just a horizontal right over here, just to show me where the resistance is. Yeah, so let's have a look at the 5 year. Honestly, I think it's probably just going to continue higher here. It's looking good. If we want to be looking for longs, it's just hard right now. Like, this was your entry. Your entry was right over here, that retest, right? Literally, this is your entry here. And the problem with entering now is your stop loss, because the thing is, if you enter, let's just say you entered here, right? let's just say you entered here, your stop loss for this trade is going to be just below here, right, which is a 1.8% stop loss. Okay, but if you actually enter here, you know, your stop loss is going to be almost double, pretty much double, right? So it's not really worth it for me. I will keep an eye on it though. FET, it does look really good, which is a bit annoying. I think it should be fine now. Alright. Is it chilled? Let me know if it's fine. I don't know why the monitor keeps disconnecting. I do apologize, guys. I just got this monitor today and it should be working fine. So I just don't understand. Just give it a second. I don't know what's happening here. Anyway, we're gonna start. Let me know if it's okay though, if everything's working fine. Okay, right. Oh, the monitor just connected again. Oh my god. Alright, okay, we're back. I do apologize. It won't happen again, guys. It won't happen again. Sorry about that. I don't know what's happening, but we are back. Just need to refresh the screen and then we're fine. Yes, I'm useless, bro. I do apologize, guys. Okay. Alright, we're back. Alright, we're gonna go over a few more setups here that I'm looking at. Then we can go over how we're gonna retire your dad as well. Okay. We're gonna go over that as well. Alright, so let's just go over the setups that I'm looking at today, because I think it's important to show you guys what I'm looking at. So first things first, so we've gone over the OP setup, we've gone over FET, guys. I do think FET is just gonna pump from here. Just look at how we've closed bullish here on the 15 and the 1 hour. There is this indicator that I used to use. It's called the orb, right? And it shows you, like, so when the 11:30 a.m. candle opens up, it gives you like these two levels. And normally if we do trade below here, so it's basically the high and the low. A lot of people do trade like ORB breakouts and stuff like that. So maybe what we can do is we can take like a quick scalp if we do get a break of this high here, around about right over here. And so I'll definitely look at that for a potential scalp trade within today. Okay. But let's look at some other tokens that I'm looking at for the day. Before I get into it, let's look at ICP, because ICP is a token that I'm looking at for potential long. I was actually looking for yesterday, but this is what I'm waiting for, right? Can you see how ICP's kind of just been chilling, right? It hasn't really done much compared to other tokens, right? Price has just been trading within this range. And right now, I want to see price break above 5.675, right? If we can get above there, then I'm going to be looking for those bullish continuation longs, okay? Which is why we have that setup waiting for us. So I will post the setup in the community if you guys want to join that. I will show you guys how to join that just now for the new people, but I want to go over the setups first, right? I think it's super important to jump through the setups. So yeah, so this is the one coin I'm looking at for the bullish continuation. For we'll probably only get the daily close tomorrow, right? So we will only know tomorrow for ICP. So that's that. Let's have a look at what else can we look at. I want to quickly look at Ethereum to Bitcoin. So if you guys are in the channel, I mean, this is one of the biggest breakouts that we can get, right? This is one of the biggest breakouts that we can get, in a while. So can you see how Bitcoin ETH to Bitcoin pretty much is going sideways for around about 66 days, guys. 66 days ETH to Bitcoin couldn't break out, and today we got the breakout. So this is super important, right? And this is sparking something that's happening with Ethereum, right? And we did get the breakout on Ethereum as well. So this could be the move that a lot of people have been waiting for. Is that possible? You know, the problem with crypto is when too many people think the same, the opposite tends to happen, right? So I hope that makes sense, right? So that's something to watch out for. So I'll let you know, like, once we get a retest of this level, but honestly, that's definitely something to watch out for Ethereum, right? What are your guys' thoughts on this Ethereum breakout? I'm actually interested to hear your guys' thoughts, because essentially, like, breaking above a 66-day level, you know, the longer you consolidate. Do you guys remember that XRP trade we took, right? We literally were consolidating for around about literally 220 days. 220 days, XRP was consolidating, okay? So what does that mean? It means the longer you trade in a sideways market, the bigger the breakout, right? So this is something that I'm looking at, right? It's not a guaranteed, you know, Ethereum's going straight to the moon from here, but there's a lot of things that are lining up right now, and I honestly think that it's almost time for that alt move. I honestly think it's almost time for that altcoin move. So definitely waiting for that, right? I mean, we did get the close already, so it is kind of confirmed already. So let's see, obviously, if it plays out. I don't know what's happening with my monitor, bro. It's so frustrating. I do apologize, guys. I'll make sure this is sorted for the live stream on Friday, but it just seems to keep disconnecting. I've got this Type-C to HDMI, but it's very frustrating. Anyway, we'll just start. We'll just get it going like this. So that's what I'm looking at for Ethereum to Bitcoin. I mean, it's kind of just super bullish, right? Nothing really bearish here. But the problem is we can definitely come down here. We can retest. So there may be a short pullback across the altcoins, which is fine, right? You know, this is going to flush some people out. We get a pullback straight to resistance, and then we can look to just long from those levels. Okay. So I hope that makes sense. Someone was asking about Pyth. Let's have a look at Pyth. 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 I mean, I think Pyth's already had its day. I mean, it's still like super bearish. Have a look at Pyth. I mean, I also invested in this token a while ago. I thought it had something, but you know, it's pretty much just making, you know, we have a high over here, we have a low, we have a high, we have a low, we have a high, we have a low. You know, this is pretty much just another lower high for, you know, correction. So for Pyth, I mean, it's just not looking great. I mean, obviously, if the whole market does pump, then Pyth will probably run with it. But let's have a look at the daily. What I would wait for here, if you want to look for longs for Pyth, right? What needs to happen? Well, first things first is, okay, well, at least we starting to make a bit of a bullish move here. So this is we just broke this high over here, and we did come back down over here, and pretty much starting to make higher low, right? So if price does tend to break this, if this level does get broken over here at this high, so I'll just mark it out on the chart so you guys can see it a bit more clearly. But the whole thing about getting a reversal is you need structure to change, right? So this is definitely a good sign that, you know, we did break this previous high. We are forming higher highs over here. We do need to see price get above this level to take continuation longs. But, you know, Pyth, I don't think it's it. I just don't think that's going to be that token that's going to do anything. But yeah, this is what I'd wait for. I'd wait for like the daily candle to close above 0.1314. That's what I'd wait for, right? Let's actually put an alert there. 0.1318, around about 1314, within that zone. So yeah, but the problem is right now we have to get that daily close above there. So it's not ready. Not ready yet. But yeah, there's a lot of coins that are looking decent, like FET. I will post the setup just now, guys, because I do think that you know, it's one of those tokens that if you look at the 4-hour time frame, we got the confirmed daily breakout, and yesterday price actually bounced from this trend line perfectly, right? So I would expect price to continue higher. This is something you can look for a scalp, right? So basically, what I would do here is I would literally keep the stop super tight. So essentially, what I'd wait for is a break of this high. Okay, I'd wait for price to break this high, because we confirm bullish here for FET, right? And I'd look for a scalp. I mean, this could even turn to a small little swing, to around about a 6 to 7% move. Your stop loss, I would put it just below this low over here. So you're looking at a 1 to 3 risk to reward. You know, this is a breakout trade, so And then for confirmation, what you can do is you can actually draw a trend line over here, something like this, right? Just to show where you want to get invalidated, right? So what I like to do with trend lines, it's not more like taking trades based on trend lines. It's more like invalidation areas, right? So essentially, like if we do take this trade for FET today, well, okay, price first has to close above this level. That's the first thing. Second thing is, you know, we do need to see continuation here, right? And the problem is, if price gets a breakout and then comes down and closes below this trend, that's when you know it's invalidated. So if you guys do remember that setup I posted on Ape, I'll actually show you. Like we did hit stop loss, but I want to show you guys something super important. And this is how I actually manage my risk super well when it comes to trading. My risk management's really, really good, and the reason why is because I'll show you here. So if you guys remember, yeah, so this was the exact trade, right? I was looking for a breakout here, back up to the upside, right? So have a look at this. So this was the trade that I sent out. I was hoping we'll get a bounce from this level, similar setup to what we're looking at now. And then check my stop loss just below this trend, right? If I hold this trade, we would have got liquidated or drawdown, right? Look how much it dumped after that, right? We could even flip short here because we broke trend. But it just shows you, if you're not managing a risk, if you're not putting these stop losses, I mean, it's only a 1.5% stop loss, right? So you're only going to lose 15% on the trade, depending on how you guys do your position sizing and all of that. But it just shows you that if you don't put these stop losses in, you can absolutely get smoked, right? I hope that makes sense. So just make sure you're always putting stop loss. I know it's annoying, but yeah, this was that XRP setup that I'm still in this trade actually, but I mean, this is the similar trade that I'm going to be holding for OP, right? Have a look at XRP. I mean, it's pretty much just been bullish for the last couple of days. Like we entered literally on the breakouts, and it's been pumping ever since. So we up around about 35% on this trade. So it's looking decent. 35% times whatever leverage. So, and then this is the same setup for OP, right? I mean, this was actually your entry over here, but this is actually a confirmation entry for OP. So does that make sense? Let me have a look and see what you guys are chatting about. And yeah, if you guys do have any altcoins, let me know. I can definitely run through what you guys are looking at. But I do think OP, it's OP's time to move here. I do think OP is a good project. I mean, obviously it got smacked super hard, but definitely something to look at here for the bullish continuation here. Right. So let's have a look and see what you guys are looking at. Let's have a look. I'm actually gonna put some music in the background for a little bit. Yeah, you got Wormhole. Alright, so you're looking at Wormhole. Let's have a look at W. Let's have a look at W. So let's have a look and see what you guys are looking at. Let's have a look at W. I haven't actually looked at Wormhole in a while, but let's check it out. Let's have a look. Here we go. Alright, so I'm just gonna remove all the drawings here, so it makes it a little bit easier. We can do like a bit of a top-down analysis here. Make sure you guys do put in your coins. We can definitely run through quite a lot of altcoins here, because I'm actually getting super excited for a potential move. I hope it is a bit of a breakout here, because it does look that way, right? We do know that we're gonna see a bit of a trap today potentially. You know, we do have PPI, so we do have to monitor that, guys. But in terms of like long term, you know, things are breaking out, right? And we can't deny the fact that the chart says what it is, right? And I'm one of the most neutral traders in the world, right? I'm never like bullish, bearish, but like there is a lot of bullish indications right now, and I don't think we can ignore them, right? All right, so let's have a look at Wormhole. Wormhole. So first things first is. Alright, let's have a look here. So first things first is we actually just broke above this level today. Did we close above though? That's the main thing, right? We did not close above this wick, which is something to note, meaning that we can get rejected from the zone. We do have a massive bearish gap over here, which is obviously something to note. So right over here, so this is where all the sellers are going to be chilling. A lot of sellers are going to be in this area, potentially trying to push price down. But overall here, let's have a look at the 4 hour quickly. Definitely something to look at. I mean, on the 4 hour, so okay, what I'd wait for here on the 4 hour is, do you see this current 4 hour candle? Can you see how price is respecting this previous high here, guys? I think this is super important to watch out for. So can you see how price is currently respecting this previous high? Multiple respections at this zone. I don't think that's a word, but you know what I mean. Essentially, I want to see price hold above this level here. If this next 4 hour candle, because you can see even on this previous 4 hour candle, we closed respecting this high, right? So because we're closing respecting the high, it means it's a strong resistance, right? And in order for you to continue going higher, price needs to break the strong resistance to go higher, right? So I would wait for, I mean, you still have 1 hour and 32 minutes, but I would wait for a bit of a trade like this, right? I would wait for price to actually, you know, if we get a 4 hour close above here, you can even just put your stop loss just below this low here. You know, you're looking at a 1:2, so your stop loss is a little bit wide. A 5% stop loss, you know, you have to go super low leverage, or your position size would have to be a little bit smaller. But definitely something to watch out for, because we did break structure over here. This was the change of character over here, and then price came down. We got that move. We broke that high over there. Everything's kind of pointing to the upside here, but I'd wait for that 4 hour close here, because even the let's have a look at the 1 hour quickly. I mean, the 1 hour actually got the close above that level, but I'd wait for the 4 hour candle to be completely honest. 4 hour candle close above this level right over here at 0.8539. You could look for longs to this previous high. All right, so that's what I'm looking at. ICP, Dogecoin, yeah, Wormhole is cheap. Wormhole is cheap. In terms of spots, yeah, I mean, everything's kind of cheap still, I'll be honest. Like, if we had to pull out any chart right now, you'd look at it and be like, okay, that's still cheap. I mean, most coins like that have been around for like since 2021 are literally below those key levels, right? So pretty much everything is kind of cheap. But yeah, Wormhole definitely could make a comeback here. You know, for spot, honestly, I think anything for spot right now is like it's a steal. But I look at spot for like heavy long term. So I know a lot of people you know, want that short-term spot gain, and I think the short-term spot game is going to be with like ICP or OP. So someone said, do you want to go over ICP and Doge? Yeah, let's have a look at ICP. I did go over ICP in the beginning, but we can look at, I think ICP is definitely, I mean, look at ICP, right? This is what I'm saying, like, you're buying ICP here, right? And even just back up to these highs, I mean, guys, if you buy ICP today, I'm not saying you should, I'm not saying you shouldn't, but like, if you had to buy ICP today, you know, you're looking at like 189% move just to that recent high. And that high is not even the all-time high. I mean, that's just a recent, it's your local high. You know what I mean? That was a high from beginning of this year, right? Beginning of, end of last year, beginning of this year. Price can easily get to that level with ICP. ICP is a good pick. ICP is a good pick. So I you know, I'm an ICP for spot, but in terms of for futures trading, you know, entering now is just not really something we can do. You know, I'd wait for the daily candle to close above 5.675, and then we can look for that long all the way up here. You can even track a trend line over here, just to see where you can potentially take those profits if we do get that daily close, right? Yeah, ADA, we can look at ADA. I do like going over ADA as well. But yeah, this is something to watch out for. ICP, I will post this in the Legends community as well for the people that are in there. But yeah, ICP just looks really good. I mean, I think it's a good pick, but not financial advice, of course, guys. Like, this is, but like, just looking at the chart, it's like one of the easiest picks right now. So let's have a look at Dogecoin. After that, we'll go over ADA. Let's have a look at Doge. Oh, I don't know. This is wrong, right? That should be there. I don't know why my trend line's there. Yeah, I mean, look at Dogecoin, guys. This is what I'm waiting for. it's all about waiting and being patient. I know it's actually frustrating, but you know, Dogecoin. I mean, look at Dogecoin, guys. Another coin right now. Like, honestly, there's so many coins that haven't taken off yet. Dogecoin, ICP, OP, FET, Floki. I bought Floki the other day. I told people to buy Floki as well. There's a lot of coins that haven't made the move yet. And these are the coins that you should be buying, right? Like Dogecoin. You buy Dogecoin here. I mean, obviously we have to break out, but you know, you're looking at 140% just to the recent high. I mean, that's kind of crazy if you don't ask me, right? I mean, that's kind of crazy, right? So there's a lot of tokens that are potentially breaking out right now, and those are the ones that we will be trading in the community, right? So Dogecoin is definitely a key token. I mean, we could even look for longs today, but the problem is, like, we're not getting these breakouts here for Dogecoin, right? If you look at the 4-hour time frame, you know, it's looking good. I'll give you that, but you know, I am a confirmation trader, so I do need confirmation, right? And yeah, we're just not gonna have it yet. We're just gonna wait for that daily close. But honestly, guys, tomorrow, if somehow we get a massive pump today, with the news that's gonna come out just now, then I think we should be golden. Hopefully, this news is positive. But yeah, that's why I'm not really like I'm just in that OP long right now, and I'm waiting for the other positions, right? For spots, I mean, spots I'm pretty much, I've been buying you know, the past week or so, and even yesterday I bought some ICP and FET and stuff like that. But for futures trading, guys, we have to be careful, because when news comes out like this, you know, even yesterday we had CPI, right? Where's CPI? Yeah, so CPI came out yesterday, and do you guys remember what happened for CPI? We'll actually go to Bitcoin. Like, this is what I'm saying, right? So like, if you're trading, like, and you have tight stop losses, this was CPI right over here. So market was pumping into CPI. Literally, CPI came out at 3:30, right? Was it 3:30 or 2:30? Oh, it was 2:30. Where is it? 2:30. Yeah. 2:30, it came out, boom, boom, and then what happened was we tried to liquidate all these guys over here, try to liquidate all these guys in here, and then we actually end up pushing bullish. You know what I mean? So just be careful. Like, this is why for this OP setup, you know, we have, like, our stop loss is gonna be it's gonna be below this low over here on the 4-hour time frame, because you know, we're taking it based on the daily time frame. So yeah, I do think, you know, it's pretty much still the entry now, but I still think that this is going to play out. This is a daily breakout. I'm quite confident within the setup. Is ICP a good pick, even with the 2 to 3x for longer? Yeah, I would definitely say that's a good pick. I actually do that, right? I think it's really cool that you can actually do that with spots. Well, it's basically futures, but you can just 2 to 3 long pretty much anything, you know. So I mean, for ICP to dump super hard here, you know, you would have to take out these lows, right? Which is, let's have a look. If you're looking at a 2x leverage, if you're looking at 2x leverage, you needed to dump 50%. So ICP would have to dump to 2.73. I mean, is that even possible? I just don't think that's possible. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's definitely a coin that's looking really good right now. So, I mean, it's not financial advice, but I mean, it just looks super clean. Okay, let's have a look at Cardano. I think a lot of people are OG Cardano boys. Right, let's have a look over here. Right over here. Yeah, so I did have this mapped out for Cardano. I don't even know when this was. Supra as well, of course. Let's do that. You guys are bringing out all the alts there. Alright, so I mean, this was my potential setup. We were looking at Cardano to pretty much just come back to the range high. You know, Cardano had that massive run over here. I remember that. Do you guys remember that? It was literally last year. And it's forming some type of flag here as well. You can't even look at this as almost like a bull flag in a way. On a higher time frame perspective, right? You know, this is something that potentially could play out. But let's have a look at the lower time frames here, because the higher time frames is just showing us that, you know, we're kind of pumping. This is what I was actually looking for yesterday. I think It was on the 1 hour time frame. Let's have a look. Let's just remove a bit of this stuff here. Okay, so if we look at Cardano on the 1 hour time frame, what can we see, right? So what I can see is, we are making these high highs and high lows right now. We are, we just broke this previous high over here. We're retesting this previous level here. On the 1 hour, we do have this upward sloping trend line over here. This is on the 15-minute, right? So what I'd want to see is, I need to see some gap like being inverted or something like that, right? So I'm actually looking at this. So this is a bit of an order block over here. So what I'd wait for is, if we can break above that on the 15 minutes, then I'd wait for price to look for longs, right? So this is what I'd wait for, and then your stop loss would be below this low, because it's all about confirming that it's going to continue higher, right? That's the whole point. Stop loss would be below this trend line over here, and then your TP is going to be the range high. So you would have to wait for the 15-minute candle to close above that level. It's the same setup that we had yesterday for Bonk. Do you guys remember that setup that we had for Bonk yesterday? It's the exact same setup. Let's actually pull out Bonk, because Bonk played out perfectly, right? Do you guys remember? We waited for price. I didn't actually take this trade, because at the time I didn't, but I hope some of you guys did take it. But essentially, it's the same exact setup. Wait for price to close above this level here. You look for longs. Boom. Hit the TP perfectly. Actually came down. Hit TP again. And then the alternative setup was looking for sells back down to this level. So you can always look for a buy and sell on any token at any given point of time. It's just how you interpret it, right? You know what I mean? Like this was absolutely super clean. So I do think that Cardano, we can actually look for those longs today. So I'm gonna wait for the exact same setup as yesterday for Bonk. I'll post this in the Discord and the Telegram community just now. But yeah, you have to wait, for me at least, right? I would honestly just wait for price to close above this level here. Okay. For now, you just have to wait. But I do think we are going to be a bit of a pump today. Everything's kind of pointing in that direction, but confirmation. That's all I go by, right? Even though I am wrong sometimes, for me, it's just all about confirmation. And if we don't get it, then I'm not going to jump in the trade. Alright, so that's for Cardano. Like, wait for price to close above this level here on the 50 minutes, and you must put your alerts on your by yourself as well, guys, because sometimes I know it's annoying, but sometimes I might miss something. But everything that I do, like if we do get the 50-minute candle, you can enter straight away, right? So like if the candle closes above this level on the 50 minutes, then you can enter straight away. Does that make sense? Because that's the analysis, right? We've done the analysis. We don't need to overcomplicate it and start looking for some other ideas, right? And I think that's where a lot of people go wrong, where you do your analysis in the morning, and then later on you're like, oh no, well there's new data that came out. Oh, just go with what you have, because majority of the time you'll actually be right. All right. So what's that? That's Cardano looking super clean for longs. We'll definitely take that. Let's have a look at what else. Supra, and then we'll look at Solana. Yeah, of course. I mean, Solana is actually looking good for some reason. I actually sold all my Solana for Ethereum long ago. I think I remember I told you guys like my whole thoughts on Solana, how I hate Solana, but I also hate Ethereum and all of that. Oh, Supra got a breakout here. Oh lord. All right. Okay. The only thing that I'm not liking here is how we didn't break this high over here. Other than that, it's looking good, because basically we are on this beautiful, upward sloping trend over here. Like, the problem is it's the same thing. Like, it's hard to take longs off here, although we are making these high highs, but we didn't break this high here. So what I like to see, I want to see price always break the highs, and then you look for the longs on the retracement, right? If price goes up and then doesn't break the high like that, and then comes down, can you actually look for a long at those retracements? Not really, because we didn't break the high. So the problem is right now, because we haven't broken this high, I can't go long here on this retracement. But if price did break that high, then I would definitely go long on that retracement, right? Because price is looking decent. We did get a breakout over here as well. If you do look at this right over there, I mean, that's your retest. You know what I mean? So that was your entry this morning, right? Early hours of this morning. Actually, that wasn't early. That was 10 a.m. I didn't actually see this, but you know what I mean. So that's what you have to look for. But for now, because price is still trading below this previous high, it's just not valid to look for longs on the retracements. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So yeah, super is not ready. I'll need to see price like close above that high over here for continuation. Okay. Let's have a look at Solana. Yeah, so I sold all my Solana at like 170 or 180. You guys probably think I'm an idiot, but I sold it into Ethereum because before we go into Solana quickly, I want to show you guys something interesting, because this was the reason why I haven't looked at this charts in a while, but this was the reason why I did sell all my Solana, and it was because of this chart here. Where's my charts? Oh yeah, let me just make this in white. Yeah, I mean, I still think that it's probably the better move, right? So Solana, this was pretty much a bit of a wedge formation. Yeah, I mean, the lines aren't that great, but we did break below, right? If you look at this, so this is Solana to ETH in terms of what's stronger, right? So it's showing that Solana is looking way weaker than ETH right now, right? So I sold my Solana literally over here for Ethereum, and it was actually it was a really good move, because Solana over here on the 25th of May, let's actually have a look at that. 25th of May, what was Solana on the 25th of May? 25th of May, or was it March? Jeez, I don't even know. I can't even remember what days are. 26th of May, my bad. January, February, March, April, May. So I sold it for like pretty much where we are now. Yeah, 172. Okay, so I sold my Solana at about 172 for Ethereum. That was worth, if we look at Ethereum on that price. So this is what I'm trying to say, right? I mean, it's pretty much at the same price. Okay, anyway. Maybe not the best call, but I mean, we kind of break even in terms of the swap. But just looking at Solana to Ethereum, I mean, this is looking bearish to me. Like, this is showing me that, you know, Ethereum is going to outperform Solana within the next couple months, right? We still have all these targets below us here, and I think Ethereum's almost ready for that massive move, right? So yeah, let's go back to Solana, just looking at the price action. Ondo, yeah, sure, I'll go over Ondo as well. I'm not too sure why it's disappearing. That's very strange. There's no duplicates, so you should be fine. Yeah, so this was Solana. I mean, so this was that breakout that we obviously spoke about, this breakout right over here. And yeah, we did get the retest of that level. This was that deviation as well. I mean, Solana is pretty much looking decent, right? There's nothing more to really go over here. So we do have this range high over here. Let's have a look at the fib from this low to this high over here. Yeah, so we've taken out that 0.65. If we close above this level over here today, which is also this support right over here / resistance, you know, closing above this level today would be massive. I mean, it would be really big for Solana, and then I do think that it probably just continues to 187. Okay. But it's super important to actually close above these levels, right? I don't want to be like a super bull right now. Like I said, I'm very neutral when it comes to trading. But in terms of spot, everything is looking decent right now. I think a small bag of W and super is worth holding for 3 months. I agree completely. I mean, let's go back to super quickly in terms of spot. I don't know where it went. But I think a wormhole is definitely a good one to hold. We just went over this, but I literally just forgot. I mean, I didn't even see this, bro. I mean, this chart's actually quite aggressive. Like, what even is this chart? Yeah, that's a great breakout. I mean, look at Super. Like, guys, I think Tom's onto something here, because if you think about it, like, you hold just to this level here, which is the most recent high, that's 63%. The next high is 260%, and then like all-time high is 1,000. Like, yeah, I agree. I do agree. Super is looking absolutely beautiful right now, showing a lot of momentum to the upside. But in terms of scalp trading, you know, this is what we would wait for, right? You know, you could even look for a long off this trend line here, because you know, if the market is bullish, we should see a continuation bounce of this trend line. Like, you could even do like a little bit of a scalp here just to this high. Stop loss just below this low right over here. Keep it super tight. Even I'd put it below this low just to have it protected. But you know, it's not. I'm not going to take this. It's just something that you could look at. But essentially, yeah, I do agree. I do agree with you. I think Super is a good one to hold. I do think Supra. I mean, if we look at a 2x leverage on Supra, you know, like I said, yeah, it would have to dump 50%, right, from current price. So, yeah, I just don't see prices coming back down to these levels. I don't know what about you guys. I just don't see it. I think a 2 to 3x leverage on Supra, ICP, OP. What else? What else we got? We've got Cardano as well. FET is also a good one to look at. But I mean, this is, you can go a bit higher in the leverage because the range is so small. Floki. So we bought. Do you guys remember yesterday when we bought Floki? We literally bought Floki here. We bought Floki right over here. I literally posted that in the group yesterday. I said I'm buying Floki now. And look at this. This thing pumps super hard, yeah. We're already up. We're up almost 6%. So if you have a 2 to 3x leverage, so Floki is also a coin. I don't think entering now. I mean, you could. But yeah. Interesting stuff right now. What's happening in the markets. Interesting stuff. Alright. Super duper. Let's go. Super. I'm 2x from 0.2. So, oh shit, 0.002. Oh my god. Yeah, respect, bro. Respect. I mean, that's insane. Thanks for telling me, bro. I mean, I would have got into that if you told me. Okay, we'll go over that. We'll go over Super quickly. We'll go over everyone's calls to give everyone a chance. But I'm loving that you're putting in so much stuff here. Super. I don't even know when I did this. I think this was a while ago when we took a trade. It was last year. Yeah, last year I took a huge. I remember this trade actually. I took this trade on the daily time frame and I hold this to like here. I mean, I could have held for longer, but this was a huge trade. I remember it was literally just a trend line breakout. It was like, yeah, it was 80%. I mean, this is kind of recovering. It is recovering. It is recovering right now. So like generally, if we look at this right now for Super, okay, honestly, let's actually just remove all the drawings. Let's remove all the drawings and see what's actually happening here. So I do want to keep in mind that we do have this level right over here. Okay, so we have this level over here for Super. So this is fair value gaps. I know a lot of people don't like trading fair value gaps or anything like that. I know it's a bit confusing. But just think about it, fair value gaps as support and resistance, right? So when you get a gap between two candles, it's basically telling us that there's sellers or buyers being left behind in this gap, right? So what happens? The price tends to fill that gap or break out of that gap, right? You know what I mean? So because we have price, have a look at this gap. So price came to this gap multiple days, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, now 8 days. 8 days prices hit this gap. Forming, I mean, this is forming a bit of like a cup and handle as well. You know, this is kind of looking bullish. Bit of a W as well. Honestly, Super, you know, you could play that just a front run breakout here, but I would actually wait for price to close above this level, because this is a strong rejection zone. Multiple 8 days of rejection in this level. 8 days, guys. What's up, Andy? I hope you're doing well. Thanks so much for joining as well. Appreciate it. But in terms of super, guys, super, I'm definitely looking at a long here if we can break out of this level, right? If we can close above 0.9524, that is going to be a confirmation to actually go long here, right? We have a massive W formation, bit of cup and handle, however you want to see it. Super's looking good for spot as well. And the reason why I do like super is because I made mad gains last year on it, so maybe we can do the same. Like, just check out this thing pumps. It's a similar structure here, just absolutely rips when it wants to. So, you know, you kind of have to you know, get it before it pumps. So yeah, that's super. Let's have a look at Cetus. Let's have a look at Cetus. So Cetus also bottomed out, right? Cetus is also bottomed out. Clear support at this low over here. Very, very clear support. Literally right over here. You can't get any more of a perfect support. You know, right now, I mean, this was your previous high over here. So like, this was the confirmation that we have broken trend. Right over here. That is your confirmation that we've broken trend. If we look at the 4-hour time frame, I mean, it's actually looking like it wants to break out now. It's a bit of a triangle pattern. Let's actually look at the 1 hour quickly, because let's have a look here. Yeah, have a look at this. So these types of patterns, when they're literally at the verge of breaking out, at the verge of, like, these types of trades, guys, are literally something that you can take straight away, like once we get the close. Because the problem with people longing right now is, the thing is, price can still come down and take out these lows, right? Type can still take out these lows, okay? But for me, I would want to see price close above this level, and then you can actually have a protected stop loss just below this low as well. You know what I mean? So something like this would suffice, right? You break out of this level, you know, you look to take out these highs, and then you put your stop loss just below this low over here. Because the thing is, if you look at the 4-hour time frame, let's have a look here. So if you look at the 4-hour time frame, we still have this liquidity sitting over here, right? Price has not filled this zone over here. And that is something that you could target for today, right? Everything is bullish, multiple, you know, we did even come down and grab this liquidity over here on this bullish gap. And that's what I was speaking to you guys about earlier, right? It was this fair value gap. Like I said, I don't trade fair value gaps. I just use them in correlation to what I'm looking at. But these gaps get filled, and that is showing you is that a lot of people have orders sitting over here, and, you know, there's potential for price to go higher. Okay. So, yeah, right now, not really interested in that Cetus long, but I will post it if we do get it. But essentially, you know, we've grabbed liquidity over here. All I need to see is price to break out here, and we can take a potential scalp to the highs. But if you guys did just join, you know, we are looking at a Cardano long today on the breakout. Of course, like I said, it has to be on the 15-minute here. So basically, like I said, guys, Cardano needs to close above this 0.7516 level. Like you can see right now, it's coming down, and that's the whole thing. It's all about waiting for the candle to close, right? If price closes above this green top wick over here at around about literally 0.7516 on the 15-minute time frame, I'm going long straight away, because we know that price would have taken this low. It's if price does obviously pump from this trend line, we know that price has potentially taken out you know, these people that are looking to short and their stop losses. Maybe it even comes down here, liquidate these guys over here, and then potentially goes higher from there. So Cardano would only be valid if price can close above 0.7516. Okay. What's up, Devold? Hope you're doing well. Thanks so much, guys, for joining. Yeah, it's been a good stream so far. Just going over some alts for the run. You know, potential moves today. Like I said, it's not guaranteed that we're going to get this pump because of the CPI that's coming out. Sorry, the PPI that's coming out today. Like I said, we had PPI yesterday, and it's super volatile, guys. If you don't know, like, if you're trading during this time and you're unaware, you'll literally be like, what's happening? You know what I mean? You'll get a fright. Because I used to trade gold a lot back in the day. And, you know, It was crazy what was happening when PPI and CPI and FOMC and, you know, non-farm payrolls. All of these things you need to know, right? You need to know what time they're happening, because if you place a long position as price comes out, or you place a short as price comes out, you know, you could literally get stopped out on both ends, right? Like sometimes we get CPI that's absolutely crazy. Sometimes we get CPI that's not so crazy. How do you ever know? You will never know. So just wait for price to come out and then look for you know, continuation, something like that, right? So that's something to watch out for today. So PPI coming out a little bit later. Still time to get in PEAQ. Let's actually have a look at that. I don't even know what this is, but let's have a look. Tom's got all the angry tokens, yeah, all the coins that I have no clue what's happening. What even is this token? Let's have a look. I don't even know what this is. I mean, look at the last. Oh, that's 1 day. Let's have a look at the 7 days. I mean, alright, what even is this token? Let's have a look. Peak is a layer 1 blockchain powering in. Sorry about that, I'm back. So basically, yeah, that's what I'm saying for PEQ. It's something that I don't really know how to actually navigate this token. I don't really know what it is. But if it does incorporate DePIN and RWA, then I do think that it is something to obviously look at. So yeah, but for now, not really interested in PEQ. But yeah, maybe I should be, because Tom yeah, I know my monitor, it's back now. But yeah, all right. What do you think of UMA? I'm gonna do one more token and then I'm gonna call it a stream, guys. I need to fix what's happening with my monitor. I just need to get a new Type-C to HDMI. I think that's the problem. But yeah, on Friday's stream it'll be a lot better. Yeah, all of these UMA, I don't really know much about these tokens. I'm more of like a scalp trader in terms of like looking for levels. So I don't really know much about like these tokens. But if we do look at the TA on this, it's kind of just still ranging between these two levels, right? So if we do look at this, this is your previous high. I mean, yeah, it's just kind of just ranging, right? There's not much I can really say to this token. I mean, we did get a nice pump on this daily time frame here, which is definitely something to look at, but nothing really outstanding here. So, you know, I'd wait for price to break above this high first, at around about this level. So I'd wait for price to break above 1.4. You know, if we do come back down to 1.05, then you can look to buy it up. Okay. But yeah, I appreciate everyone watching today. I do appreciate everyone that is here. You know, like I said, guys, yeah, it's been great. I'm gonna go live on Friday again as well, so make sure you guys do join for that. And yeah, make sure you guys do join the links in the description. We got our trading community there with Andy and Devolt. They're the goats. They literally provide everything in detail. I'm just the altcoin guy that trades altcoins. So yeah, make sure you guys do join that. You know, it's very, very nice to have a community that we do look after you guys in terms of managing positions. Even though sometimes we take L's, the main thing is how you manage your position, and I think that's what we teach really well. So yeah, like I said, I do appreciate all of you guys for joining. Thanks so much for being here, guys. And yeah, I'll check you guys on Friday. I will sort out my monitor situation. I literally bought this monitor today and a new headset. At least the headset's working a little bit better. And yeah, we'll just go from there. I know it's going to take some time for me to get like back into the whole streaming thing. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy it. And I'll check